from the locker room. Shout out to the girls, Lady Pirates soccer team, as they got a 6th seed in the state soccer tournament. Also, we have a pre-recorded quick show for you guys, featuring a very special interview with the new head coach of boys basketball at Laguna, Coach Bachicha. So we got a few clips, pictures from the GHS girls soccer team from this year. Congrats to them, good luck. And we have a few older pics from Laguna-Acoma boys basketball, just because we have Bachicha on there. So shout out to both of them and good luck in the future.
I see her. I see her. I see her. I see her. She's 15. She's 15.
All right, everybody. Amax here from the locker room, also with Cibola County Sports. First off, we want to shout out to our sponsor, Distinct Inc., custom apparel by Glenn and Cami Martinez. Always been a proud supporter of the locker room show. So if you have any custom apparel needs, get with Glenn and Cami Martinez of Distinct Inc. Today we have a very special guest interview for you guys. We're going to introduce the newly acquired, head coach for the Laguna-Acoma boys basketball team, Mr. Dan Bachicha. Welcome. Thank you for being on the show with us.
Thanks for having me, Max. I really appreciate it. It's a pleasure.
We're glad you had the time to come and talk with us. We're here in this beautiful gymnasium at Laguna-Acoma. We're glad we were able to come out. So let's jump right into it, Coach. For those that don't know or are unfamiliar with you, tell our fans, your fans, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and also maybe a little bit about your coaching history, background.
Awesome. So this is going to be my 10th year as a high school coach. I'm excited to be in a small town. Like, I come from Albuquerque. I've been a part of APS my entire coaching career. I started my coaching career under Joe Coleman at Valley High School. He was my high school coach. He's still at Valley, still kicking. And then I coached with Adrian Ortega his last year at Sandia. And then when he got let go, I stayed on with Alvin Broussard for his first 2 years. So I was at Sandia for 3. Then I got married, and I just wanted to take a couple years off, spend time with my wife. Right. And then I got on with Frank Castillo. Spent right after Bryce Alford was there. I just barely missed Bryce.
Oh, wow.
Barely missed Bryce Alford. So I was there for 3 years. And then I was with Justin Woody. I got a promotion with Justin Woody, and I was with him the last 2 years. And then Laguna-Acoma came up. I didn't even know it was coming open. Mm-hmm. And, I work at Highland, and Coach Woody sent me a text. He's like, hey, Laguna-Acoma is opening up. When I was an assistant at Bosque, that was one of the best places to play. Rowdy fans, they packed the gym. I think it's a good program for you. I think you're ready. You should go for it. Talked to my wife. Thought about it for for a weekend, and here I am today.
Nice, nice. And I know all the fans are super excited, all the kids, the players. And so on social media a lot, I've seen you always speak highly of your father, Mr. Mike Bachicha, who was a former head coach, also retired from Manzano, and he has 100-plus career wins.
Yeah, 111.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he has
Wow.
111 career wins. He's the only rookie head coach to beat Ralph Tasker in the pit.
Oh,
His
wow.
first year at Manzano, when Hobbs was really good under Ralph Tasker, probably the best coach in the history of this state, if not the entire Southwest. My dad knocked off Ralph in the pit. Stories about that. I mean, he gave me the love for the game. My dad really did. I mean, some of my earliest memories when I was 4 or 5 years old was going to practice, going in his Toyota, his little pickup truck, and we'd go to practice, and I'd watch him like go over his scouting reports
Right.
and his practice plan and stuff. And like one of his players picked me up on his shoulders to dunk a basketball when I was a little kid, just instilling that love of the game from an early age. And when he retired when I was 7, like I still loved the game of basketball. And I always would joke with him, like when I got a head job, I'd love him to be my right-hand man. But right now he's still a principal. He's a principal at LBJ Middle School. Can't talk him into coaching for me yet, but I think like with Greg Brown, we're at Volcano Vista. His dad, Mike Brown, the legendary Mike Brown, former Academy head coach, he's his right-hand man. And eventually, one day, if I can talk him into coaching again, I'd love to have him. But, so it stems from my dad, the love of the game, just
Right.
really, and he's still really passionate about the game. He's like, I'm going to come to your games, whatever you need, like, so, oh, I love my dad. Like, he's really smart, knows the game, and just that passion of the game comes from him.
Right, right. And I'm sure that would be something to see if people were able to see you and him on the sideline, even if it was for one game, I'm sure. And and so like bringing up your dad and then Mr. Woody and all these other ones you talk about,
yeah, Justin.
like coming up, helping with these guys and these teams and these bigger schools, does a lot of that play into like your coaching style now?
Absolutely, and I said in the interview, I said one of my biggest strengths I think is learning under coaches that have won combined 9 state championships. Frank at La Cueva had 5. Unfortunately, I wasn't a part of any of them, but Frank has 5. Adrian Ortega, he's got 2. He's got back-to-back at Atrisco.
Right.
Joe Coleman, he's got 2 now. He's going to be defending state champ at Valley. So just being under those guys that just have a wealth of knowledge, like, and being under Justin Woody, and like you see me on Twitter just preaching Justin Woody.
Right.
Like, I would not be here today without Justin Woody. Like, I wouldn't even have known about this job without like him having the faith of saying, Coach, like, you deserve it, you're ready, like, have faith in you, like if you just go for it, I think you're gonna get it. Like, just having that faith in me.
Right.
And I think my career really took off with Justin. When I was, I was under great coaches and everything, and I love them. Like, I wouldn't be here without those coaches too, but just my career just took off with Justin. He just had a lot of trust in me, putting together scouting reports, and like he let me coach a few games in the summer. Like, there was a couple of games where he was like, I can't be there, coach them. Like,
Just do
coach
it.
them. Yeah, just like awesome, like sweet. Like, I'm glad that you have that confidence in me, and
Just gives you the
yeah,
balance,
yeah. And even though it's just a summer league game, it's
Right.
still varsity. Like to me, like that's such an honor, and like I've always respected every single head coach that's out there. Like, it doesn't even matter like where they're coaching. If they have a head coaching job, like, I have so much respect, like on both the boys and girls side of the basketball, and in other sports. Like, if you're a head coach at the high school level, like, I just have so much respect for you, and like it's just an honor. Like, I can't even, like, I pinch myself, and I still think I'm an assistant coach. Like, I just have so much respect for being a head coach, and it's an honor to finally have
Right.
that opportunity.
Right. And I bet it is, and I can't imagine what it would be like if I was doing that. But I'm sure there's a lot of people that are excited, anxious, nervous, and flat out ready to just get this season started, as well as you.
Oh,
you know.
absolutely, 100%.
So what can you tell us about this upcoming season, your new venture? What can people expect from your program?
You know, not to give too much X's and O's away, obviously, but, you know, we're going to be a hard-nosed team, defense first, you know, just get after people. We're going to be a physical team. We're going to rebound. We're going to get on the floor for loose balls. We're going to talk all 5 guys. That's a big thing for me, is talking. Like, and I was telling one of my assistants on the way over here, I was like, you know what, if 3 guys are talking in practice, but 2 guys aren't, I'm going to stop the drill. Because, like, communication, like, that's really, really important. We're just going to preach, you know, going all out, like going hard, like giving that effort. Like I saw something with Gino Ariema on Twitter, the head coach for the girls at UConn. And he was talking to his girls, I'm not here to coach effort. I'm here to coach X's and O's, coach you up, yeah, but like the second you walk in the gym, you better have that effort because I'm not here to coach that. Like you come to the gym with that effort. And like that's what I'm going to instill in the boys is playing hard, coming to practice every day, coming to the game ready to play, like ready to warm up hard, like ready to get after it, like defensive minded first. Yeah, the object of the game is to put the ball in the hole, but I mean, I'm defense.
Nice.
100%.
And defense, a lot of people say defense wins championships.
Absolutely.
So, and you know, in the past, Laguna-Acoma has kind of been, you know, up tempo, really fast, you know, bringing up the ball, kind of like a run and gun. So you said defensive minded first, but are you also gonna?
Absolutely. I mean, I want to push the ball.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely, especially because we're gonna be guard heavy. I mean, I got Jaden coming back. I got, you know, Chino coming back. 2 really good guards. You know, my backcourt's gonna be the strength of this team, obviously, in my opinion. I mean, we're gonna push the ball. We're gonna have a, you know, motion offense with a lot of different wrinkles. You know, a lot of people, they hear motion offense and they're like, oh, it's just pass and cut. Like, there's so many different wrinkles to the read and react offense, obviously, and that's not all I'm going to run, obviously. But you know, we are gonna play fast. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna play. And part of playing good defense creates good offense because you know you get a steal, you get in transition, you go score a layup.
Exactly.
Like you dive on the floor, you get a loose ball, you turn, pivot out, let it, and layup. You know what I mean? If you play good defense, it's gonna turn into good offense. So we're gonna be a team with speed. We're gonna get up and down the floor. We're definitely not gonna be walking up the floor. Oh, let's call 2. You know, it's gonna be like, Jaden, get the ball out, let's go. Absolutely, and I think that's what we were at Highland. I mean, I know you guys aren't from Albuquerque, but you know, we had a really fast team. We were really guard heavy. I think my team's gonna be a lot like that this year as well. Yeah, we're just gonna get after it. We're gonna push the ball. I mean, we're definitely not gonna be walking the ball up the floor, like I said. I mean, we're going to get after it.
Yeah. And I know the fans are going to love to see that. These fans at Laguna-Acoma, like you were saying, they get rowdy. The place is packed usually for all the sports, all the sporting events. So, but obviously, so the ultimate goal is to reach the tournament, reach the state tournament, get to the state championship if possible, you know. And I believe the last time Laguna won was in the 2012, 2013 like season, right there, and then, but they haven't been to the tournament since 15-16 season. So, along with you and your coaching staff, what else are you guys gonna, you know, we've heard a lot about your coaching staff is what I'm trying to say, so are you guys going to instill that into them and try to make that happen to get to the
absolutely. I think from day one, but you got to take it one day at a time. Exactly. I mean, from day one, I'm just going to be like, the goal is to win a blue trophy.
Yep.
And if your goal isn't to win a blue trophy, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, there's so many teams out there, you know, throughout all the classifications, 1A through 5. I mean, you know, there's so many good teams, and it's gonna be hard. So, but if your goal isn't to win, like you shouldn't be there. Obviously, only one team can win, but I mean that's got to be the goal. But you got to have a short-term goal, an intermediate goal, and a long-term goal. Short-term goal is to beat Tucumcari right now. That's obviously the short-term goal. Get that first win under our belts. You know, build momentum. Intermediate goals to win a district championship. I'm not guaranteeing that. I mean, there's a lot of good teams in our district. Bosque's really good. Sandia Prep has size. I think it's it's probably the toughest district in 3A, in my opinion. So, I mean, we're going to have to get after it to win a district championship, but that's the intermediate goal, and then the long-term goal is to ultimately cut the nets down,
Right.
you know, and win a state championship. So, yeah, absolutely. That's the goal, is to win a state title, but, you know, we got to focus on Tucumcari right now because we got a tough team coming in here, you know, and definitely can't look past them. They're a well-coached team. They got talent as well. I'm really looking forward to the matchup, and that's the main focus from November 18th is looking at Tucumcari, and that's got to be our focus right now.
Right. And that's what I was going to bring up also was the district, and you were spot on with the district talk. And so like you had said, you know, come in November, you guys are going to be getting after it. Have you guys been able to practice with the boys yet?
No, I have not. The thing about a small school is that I'm learning.
Right.
It's because I come from Albuquerque.
Right,
you know,
right,
you have
right.
open gyms and all this and
Yeah.
that. But all these kids play fall sports. They play spring sports. So can't get in the way of the other
Right,
coaches'
right.
regular seasons. I really respect their regular season, and I want to be a good member of the faculty and
Right.
support them. And that's part of the reason why I'm here also to support Coach McGee. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to be here for the volleyball game to support Coach Monica as well. So I think that's really important. So I can't get in the gym with them, obviously, because they're in cross country, they're in football and stuff. So I mean, that's why that first week of practice is just going to have to go all out.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to tell them, because June is a really big basketball month as well, and be like, okay, you guys play all these fall sports, and then you play all these spring sports, which is fine, and I'm totally fine with that. I was a two-sport athlete in high school. I'm totally on board with it, but like, you guys got to give me June. June is such a big basketball month, you know, and I think, you know, that's where at Highland, where we clicked last year, is in June. Like when we took them to Colorado, the kids really bonded, and I think that really helped us into the season. I think that's going to help us here at Laguna as the off season, but you also have to be mindful of other sports and being respectful and supportive of the other head coaches on campus as well. So, like I said, I haven't touched my kids yet. We'll get there on November 18th, and we'll get after it.
Get going hard. Yeah, and I totally agree with you too about all the kids being, and that's how you see it at a bunch of schools. You know, these kids are 2, 3,
Which I like.
4
I love it.
sport athletes.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, so
Oh, yeah.
back to your coaching staff. How's that process been? Getting a successful group together, and can you give us any maybe names?
You know, I
hints?
wish I could give you names. You know, that's kind of something that only me and administration know
Right,
at this
right.
point, because they're still getting, you know, they got to go through the process of the HR.
Right.
Obviously, you know, I can make my recommendation to the principal. You know, the principal then can say, yeah, I like this guy. No, I don't like this guy, and then recommend them to HR, and then HR ultimately has the final say.
Right.
So I can't comment on my staff right now. I think you're gonna like our staff. I think our staff is gonna be pretty young. It's gonna be really energetic, filled with coaches that are just hungry. You know, a couple of people that were really good players in this state as well.
Right.
So that I can see mentoring these young men.
Yeah.
But I just can't comment on the names at this point. I wish I
totally-
could,
I
because I'm
totally
excited.
understand.
Because I'm
Yeah.
excited to let the name out of the bag.
Right.
You know, I drop hints. You know, kind of play it a little bit. But you guys will be the first to know. I promise. I'll let everybody know when the time is right. It's it's just not the professional thing to do until HR goes through their process.
Yeah, I totally get it. And the only reason we had brought that up, like how you were talking about former players, that was just like, you know, you hear things, and
Right.
we had heard there might be a former player maybe from Laguna that was going to help out or
Right,
something.
right.
So, but we'll have to stay tuned for that, and we will see. Like you said, you'll let everybody know. So I'm excited. You know, I know everybody else is excited. We're glad you had the time to come and talk to us. And we can't wait. We can't wait to get out here, Coach, and come and see you guys perform. Hopefully we can get out here a couple times during the season and get some of your players on the show, because we got a group of Laguna-Acoma fans, you know, that
Right.
watch our show as well. So.
And before we get out of here, I just want to, give a shout out to our principal, Dr. Eisenbart, and our AD, Mr. Jeremiah, for giving me this opportunity, this dream opportunity, and having the trust in me. So I'm forever in debt to those two people and everybody at HR and the superintendent for offering me this position.
Yeah.
Like everybody in the HR department for having faith in me, and I want to do a good job not only for Laguna-Acoma but for the entire school district. I want to be a positive role model for this school, but as the GCCS all together.
Yeah.
I want to shout out to them, and I want to shout out to the Laguna-Acoma crowd. Like one of the main reasons I went for this job was because you guys packed this place that's right behind me. Like it's just gonna be rowdy, and that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited for you guys to yell and scream and get after it, and like just be the best, home atmosphere in the state, regardless of class. Like I firmly believe that, and we can't go anywhere without the support of our fans.
Exactly.
And like on our first game against Tucumcari, I want you guys to come out and let me hear you, and that's huge for me.
And there you have it, guys. Straight from Coach. Very positive message. I'm getting positive vibes. I'm getting all amped up just hearing you speak. I know you're ready. I'm excited. I'm excited. There's no other words to explain it there. So everybody will have to stay tuned, okay? And we'll be bringing you guys some more Laguna-Acoma Hawks information. Well, hopefully we'll be getting some players on here as well. Have some post-game, pre-game interviews with Coach and some of his players. So everybody just stay tuned. Once again, thank you, Coach.
Thank you
being
for having
with
me.
us.
I really appreciate it.
We appreciate your
Absolutely.
time. We were super excited to have you on here, and just knowing that we were like the first to get your interview and hear what you have to say, So we're going to get it out there. So
Thanks for having me, boys. Really appreciate it.